Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of FishTown here in City Skylines 2, where we're still continuing to build the great nation of FishTown, which is pretty much all based off the fishing industry, and things have been going very well in the last couple of episodes. Last episode, we finally built the new canal system here, and we built a secondary one over here as well, which allowed me to play around with the new drawbridges, which I've come to a realization, and I didn't realize it until everybody started commenting in the last episode. They're like, Sediak, they're drawbridges. They don't need to be elevated as high as you've elevated them. They go up, and I'm like, oh my goodness me, I'm an absolute folio. At this height, almost is enough for them not to open and the ship sail under. I am a fool. So at some point, I will redo these and make them probably a little bit lower to the ground. But other than that, guys, they look pretty good. So here is the one ship right now, which going through, that is so high in the air. Look at that. It does make it right. Guys, I get it. Okay. Now, if you watched the end of last episode, I mentioned something that I'm now going to mention again, because it's something that we might do in the next episode. And that is an airport. Now, looking at FishTown from this view, you can see the islands that we have available. I really do feel like building it on an island would be probably the best approach. Question is, though, and I want you to let me know in the comment section, which island do you think is going to be the most appropriate? Now, I'm probably going to end up using, let me find it right now, the normal airport, because this has the ability to run trains in it for cargo. So it's a decent size. It is a decent size. We can reclaim land if needs be anyway. But the reason I want to use that airport is because, one, I can run trains to it, which is going to be even more handier in terms of distributing the cargo. So where would it make the most sense? Let me know. Looking at this view right now, let me know which one of these islands in the comment section down below you think would be the best approach. Now, before we get into that, today I want to build some more industry, and I want to build a type of industry we haven't done yet for the fishing industry, and that is some inland farming. Now, before we get into that, they're currently waiting for a hearse. Do I have a problem with death care? I have the capacity. Is it the vehicle availability? I know we've got a crematorium over here right now. There's 10 vehicles out and about. I might have to add in an extra couple of garages or something like that. So let me build a garage just at the back of it here. That will give us an extra 5 vehicles, and maybe those additional 5 vehicles will be what we need to get through that slight backlog. So yeah, I want to play around then with some beautiful inland fish farming. Now, this is something that we haven't done before. It is specialized industry. It is here, inland fish farming. It says the inland fish farming specialized industry can be set up anywhere to produce fish. So I feel like it's just like a forestry or like a farm in many sense. You just drop it down and you kind of like designate the area, and then they'll kind of like artificially build the farming areas, the ponds. I don't actually know because I haven't actually seen what this is all about. So we'll get that in. We'll figure out a place to kind of put it in. I want to slightly expand Shrimpton Quays and also try and include at the same time a nice little kind of a harboured area and get the use of this canal all up and running. So things are going to be rocking and rolling. And hopefully next episode we set up a beautiful airport. So if you enjoyed this, smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it right now. So I think then, let's take a look then. Now, we got a lot of space around here to maybe incorporate some fish farming. Now, I know I eventually want to expand the water treatment plant, which I don't know whether it might be a good idea to maybe do it now, just so I know the spacing I have then available and what's left over to kind of build all of this. So that's going to be slightly in the way. The bicycle path is slightly in the way here, so let me just kind of delete you to there, and let me just extend this slightly right now. So I'm gonna get you in, I reckon, like that's the filtration system, right? That just, you know, changes the I can't even say the word right now. What is it called? The purification rate. There we go. I couldn't even say that word then for a second. Bam, we'll drop you in. And then these allow us to kind of increase the capacity, which I don't see us needing to increase the capacity that much. But I've got those in with the space here to squeeze in a few more. So let me just slightly adjust these bike paths because now they're going to be slightly a little bit oofed. And what I'll do is I'm first going to designate where I know the 90-degree bend needs to be, just so I can then bring the back end of this round, and we'll try and elevate it coming down from this point. I don't know how much it's going to work out, but let's see what we can do. We have to anarchy it, unfortunately. And then do something like that, and that bends all the way around. So this would come down like normal, to where we'll have a sweet little connection there. And we'll do a little bit of a complex curve where it bends in like that. And just like that, the bike path is all back up and running. I've now designated the space of my water treatment plant, and the bikes can cycle through. And then we can utilize this little area here right now for some inland fish farming. I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know whether it makes sense to kind of being around here. But it's very interesting how it's going to be built off the back of our water treatment plant. Are we actually treating the water, guys, or are we using fish to filter out the doo-doo? I'll let you guys decide right now. I'm not saying anything right now. A little bit of lore there, boys. So I've got to squeeze this in. So I reckon if we go ahead and build a nice little road connection. Now, I could come off this. The only problem with that is it does go through the elevated tram track system. Now, I'm wondering if I just maybe replace this over on this side like that. And it kind of leaves me then free to maybe run a road up here to where I could run down the back end slightly and maybe bring that up a little bit, all depending on how much the building sticks out. And then maybe I just kind of then reposition this whole scenario as is. So if I brought it right to there, it gives me a little bit more breathing space. And I think this works out. I think reorganizing all of this is probably the right thing to do. I don't think we're going to need any more than what we have. Could I have then kept this as it was? Most likely. But we're here anyway, boys. We're here anyway. So let's squeeze this in then. It's the first time I'm building this, so I'm actually quite excited. So place you in there. And then, am I going this way? Okay, I'm going back this way first. So we're going to come down to about there. I'll run this up as a night. Actually, no, scrap that. Go to about there. Run this up to about there. Coming down. And then let's go around the bend. And we'll start here to begin with. I don't know what that's going to do or how it's going to look. I've never built one before. So this will be quite exciting. All right, bring you down to there. It means I can maybe squeeze something at the back of that. But my first little inland fish farming, right next to the water treatment plant. I'll let you guys decide what happens here. But I'd love to know what actually does happen. Ooh. Okay, this is looking like the water treatment plant, boys. I'm just saying. But apparently... Oh, ding, 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 ding. There is fish in here, guys. There is fish in here right now. So we've got some smaller ones, all different types and sizes of fish right now, which is very interesting. We'll see how that grows and how that progresses as time moves on, and we've got room to squeeze in a few more others here and there. So by default, it's got up to 5 employees. The company's called Fish on a Stick. Interesting. Produces fish, 51 tons a month of fish, which is crazy, and it's already pretty profitable. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. So let's make some headway then on setting up our glorious little port area here for Shrimpton Quays. So first things first, we're going to extend this road just coming down to there because we're going to base it off this anyway. Let me upgrade you. We're going to base it off this little area here, and that will be like the center. I know that people live over here. It's a bit of a distance to travel, but they'll probably most likely go down to here. But this is more centralized for then what we would consider the key areas, because this is Shrimpton Quays, but it's a different type of key. Spelt differently, if that makes sense. That's like a key wall, and this is keys like Florida key. Yeah. Right, you guys got it. I ain't gonna explain that one, do I? Right, let's now sort out some land reclamation. And I've got to hope that I don't delete the beach. I did it last episode. I think, what, we're on about like 10... Is it about 10 times right now? I can't quite remember. But let me just build this out here, and then we'll start filling everything all in. So let me just first figure out then, how far did I bring the road out? So as I bring the road out now, I brought it out to a 153. So coming off that, okay, a little bit further then. I'm going to say about there, maybe. So 152, 153, 152. Ah, there we go. That works out glorious. That works out glorious. Right, let me get, then, the ferry system all set up. So it's a breakwater ferry pier, which would go this way because of the wall. Let me just anarchy it in. Bam. And it's probably going to be a bit high. It normally is. Oh, no, actually, it's the perfect height. Okay, that's worked out fairly well. I think that junction feels slightly sunken. I might raise it a little bit. There we go. There we go. So let's just do a little bit more land reclamation as we just eat into this area, and then we'll smoothen it all off, of course, and then we'll place down, like I normally do, all of my glorious rocks. Love them or hate them, it does look pretty cool. Alright, smooth in there, go round. Easy now, boys, easy now. Alright, from the bottom, create that curvature. Nice! Perfection! Absolute perfection. So, before I do all the rocks, let's just get the ferry line kind of all set up here. So we need the... We've been using the very narrow seaway, so if I just come off this here, it's a little bit more safer to about there. And then bendy wendy it in, just like that. Now I'm thinking, right, we maybe set this up as one singular run, or at least the run that comes down this way. Actually, right, let me reevaluate my runs here for the ferry boats. So this is public transit, by the way. We've got, let me view it like this here, that's better. That one that goes back and forth there, one that goes back and forth there, one that comes into the area, one that goes back and forth there, and that one. Oh, that one goes to over here, doesn't it? No, that's the one that goes to over there. Right, okay. I thought for a second, now, wait, hold on. This is looking or feeling a little bit weird. So I could keep them as it is, but now I feel like it's getting a little bit, because it's no longer a triangle situation. I reckon I could get rid of all of them and then just do one route that does all. I feel like I could. So I'm going to delete you. I'm going to delete you. This will make sense in just a minute, and I'm going to delete you. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to get our beautiful boat line right now. And we will start here. We'll go from there to there to there to here, and then go back again, but I want to make it stop on the opposite side. So if you're there or there, want to go to there, it kind of crisscrosses. You know what I mean? You just got to wait for when the boat comes in. And vice versa. It does it all of them. We just kind of like stagger them like that. So if you're here, I wanted to go down to there or there, you haven't got to go to another port. You just wait for the right direction of ship to come, hop on it, and you're going in that direction. Simple, mate. Absolutely simple right there. I will throw more boats on it than normal, just to kind of get it rocking and rolling. So first things first, then we want to make it, do you know what? I think a medium ferry's probably fine. Or do I go with a small closed ferry? I'm going to go with a small closed one. We'll start with that one. Make it free. Now do maximum 7 ships or 7 boats. We'll see how we get on with that. Right, we'll see how we get on that then. So before I add in all the rocks and stuff then, how is my fish farm now looking? We're actually getting more areas. So we've got some indoor in shelter fish farming. Got some smaller ones going right now, which is interesting. Is it still producing 50 odd tons? It's actually dropped down to 40 odd tons, but it's still making good profit. Very good profit right now. I feel like we could do a lot more with those fish farms. I feel like we could do a lot more with them. Now, obviously, that's going to up the amount we're storing at the harbour. There is a limit to how much we can store of it. There's a lot of kilotons. There is a lot right now. But we still got plenty of availability anyway, which is all good. Right, then. So now we're looking at extending the tram line down to the harbour area. And I reckon what we do is we pause and we reposition this now. So I know the harbour area is there, so it will only be a short walk down. We've centralised it. Let's move the tram connection down then. So what's going on here, boys? Oh, have we got to electrify the tram line? We kind of do first. That would be great. Right, there we go. And it comes down here naturally anyway. Oh, it actually does stop. Okay, so it does do the connection for the stop, which is good. Now, why is that telling me it stopped there? Like, you do know. Do I have to, like, kind of do it all the way around in a big square loop because that thing's going to appear? Bit annoying, but there we go. It's not the end of the world. It's not like we're going to be using it anyway. Not the end of the world, boys. So that means that stop then comes further down. So we'll now place out where we want our roads to kind of connect through. And, ooh, we don't have enough vehicles now for the extension. Now, I did notice we've uncovered a few little bits of areas that we can work. Oh! Didn't we break the cargo trains last episode? I've just realised that. I've literally just realised. Didn't we break the cargo trains last episode? We actually did. Something broke to where it doesn't want to work no more. And I think it's this undergroundness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. Oh, hello. Game's gone a bit mental. And... right, let me just do this right now, because it's fresh in my head. So I know what's going on. Right, I've gone down minus 30. To come back up. That makes the cargo trains go through. But the cargo train does not want to appear. So I'm going to delete this. In the hopes that I can place down a new one. Is it you? Right. Oh, there's a train. Okay, we're back in business. I think we're now back in business, boys. I think we're now back in business. So that's only one train popping out, though. Where's the other one? So that one's moving. Why is that train not working? Now, I haven't changed anything else. I've not changed anything else on this line. So why is that other train not coming out? I wonder if it's something to do with now this. I very much doubt it is anything to do with this. I very much doubt it. But without the trains, I get my vehicle traffic back. which is not good. It's not good. Now, that one's working fine, but the other one isn't. Is it the type of train? Cargo train. What if I do small European freight train? Get rid of you. I can't even out of service it, can I? Where does it go? Because I might just redo that line. It's just going down there. So if I delete that line and then start again. No. Oh, I'm on passenger. Why can't I get that second one? There we go. Oh, the game wants to test me today, doesn't it? It really does. Right, the train has spawned. It's not the right type of train, which is okay. So I don't know what was previously going on. But now we fixed the train line anyway. The main thing is that will now reduce the amount of vehicles driving. And should then technically put us back to normal. Or so I believe it will. Anyway, we need more trams. So, tram depot. Now, we do have room over here, but it is quite an interesting building in general. It could be placed here, but I would need said road connection. Could it be placed like this? It could, but it's going to require me to readjust the bike route. I've got one there, I've got one there. I'm wondering if I've got too many on the other tram routes. So, like, I've got on this one 7 trams, which goes all the way to Kensington. It is quite used. This is the one that goes all the way down to here. How many people on this one? And is that, where does it end up, that one? That one ends up... Oh, it does the full length, doesn't it? I don't know whether to kind of drop this down to 8, maybe. Which I don't know if that is still enough for them not to complain. How many do I think? So I can have up to 30 if I'm not mistaken. So that will be 7 to 7 is 14, 21. Yeah, I've got too many. This one's got 11. What have I just changed then? I'm sure I... Oh! No, 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 no. That one is quite a big one. What did I just change in? There was like another line? I think I'm viewing... Oh, that's the one that goes to the airport. Oh, okay. I don't need that many on this one. Down to 6. Right, I don't need to build another depot. We're okay. I was slightly jumping the gun then for a second. Right, I feel like we're doing really good improvements right now. I feel like we're fixing a lot of issues. I keep looking at those bridges, wanting to redo them, but let me just now get my road alignments all in. So I don't know where the center is, but I'm going to pick this as being the center. So let's just randomly go there. And then I'll do another one like there. And then we'll do a random one like there. Right, nice little spiral out, which is great. Because then I want to add in a tram stop. And so if one's there, we'll do one just here, either side. And I'll do one just here, either side. Get us a stop off there and there. So just getting the infrastructure in now before we start moving people in. So public transport is vital then in this facility. We will do a little bit of commercial. So we do some low density commercial there, pretty much around the tram stop there. And of course, the piered area. And then I might reclaim a little bit more beach area and do some like Broadway. Is it Broadway? Boardwalk? Boardwalk. There we go. Some boardwalk stuff. Kind of like what we did over here, which I thought was pretty cool. I do like it. I do like it. Right, we've got another hearse. We seem to have a lot of death care issue, don't we? We seem to do. It's more, it's not a capacity issue. It's a vehicle issue. So I've got a medical facility just there, but we're looking at death care. So death care, we've got one over there. We've got one over there. And of course, we've got one over there. I feel like we need another one just to kind of like take a little bit of the burden off us slightly. So I might go for another crematorium. I'll go for the French one. The French one's pretty small. It only has 5 hearses, which is probably not what we want. I'm wondering if there's anywhere we can kind of maybe squeeze some stuff in. What's this, by the way? This is the bus depot to which we are not using the extra garage extensions. So I will squeeze my crematorium just here. And then go ahead and instantly get in. Right, let me reposition you. Ooh. Right, kill you off, just so I can move you down. Ooh, helicopter. Right, the connection's back in. And let me just get that additional hearse garage, which that one's facing the opposite way. It is what it is. Additional incinerator, extra storage. And already that's pumped out a grand total of 8 vehicles. So that should give us a decent capacity for the island. And hopefully keep us going. Hopefully keep us going, boys. Right, so we are going to do some beautiful beach property zoning first. So we'll do that around the front area here. And, I mean, to be honest with you, I might as well do all of it like that beach zoning. It is pretty nice. Not going to lie. And I'll chop some commercial just down there. Keep it nice and calm, nice and clean, nice and simple. Right, the thing that stresses most people out right now when I do this is my stones. So let me just quickly do a baseline in the water. This is what I used to do my breakwater thing. Alright, keep it spinning, because that is what allows me to have the variation. And then... Right, I'm going to do it with the brush in just a minute. I just want to manually do this little section. And then we'll do the rest with the brush. Alright, how's that looking? See, that's perfect. You couldn't ask for any more, could you? You couldn't ask for any more. Brush size right down. Density right up. And then we'll just delete what we don't want. brush size right down. So we'll end up deleting what we don't want, basically. So, boom, 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 boom. Oh, no. I promise you that was not even on purpose. I mean, every time I do it, it's never on purpose. But, guys, I've deleted another beach. I don't even know how I've done that one, then. God damn it. Alright. This is becoming beyond the joke. Right, can we have another beach deletion count, please? Appreciate it, guys. What's that right now? Like 11, 12 or something like that? Right, the beach is back in. The beach is back in right now. Oh my goodness me. Right. Look at the amount of people walking about right now, by the way. They've got all these little stores here, which are pretty good. People are getting on and off the little ferry pier here. This is going very well already. Okay, this is going very well already. Now, not everybody wants to move in with the beachfront property, so I think I might make these back ones here a different type of house. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I've got the medium demand, but they don't want to move in. Sorry, the low density demand, but they don't want to move in. Weird, right? A little bit weird. I think it's mainly because they also just don't want the medium, the low density demand. Is that row house? Oh, I didn't mean to do row housing. Damn it. I always click on the wrong one thinking it's the right one, but it's not. Right. Get rid. A little bit of medium just there in the middle. That'll favor us very well. Very well, boys. Right, so the road traffic has since died down. It's a little bit busy here, there, and everywhere, but it's since died down. Now, I think one of the things I've got to look at as well is bringing cargo down between the two harbours. We have a crash there. Yeah, let's see a little. Oh, there's a bit of bike traffic here right now, with people wanting to turn in. We'll see how long that lasts, because I've never had that issue before. I don't know why it's all of a sudden just kind of crept up. Not too sure on that one. Traffic there is because of a crash. Everything else looking pretty good, I believe so. The fish farm then. Now making 64 tons, so that's definitely increasing. It's a pretty viable and profitable business right now. It really is. Now, can I lower these? Does it make sense to lower these? Not really. What I'll do at some point is I'll redo them. Because I did realise I don't need to do them in the sky because they're drawbridges, they raise. They're already pretty much risen anyway before they even rise because I've put them in the sky. I am an idiot, okay? But I will fix that, I promise you. So our first little dabble then in fish farming hasn't gone too bad. Hasn't gone too bad. Now, with all the products that we do have, and if we take a look at our port in general, there's a lot of products here ready to be exported. Now, what we're looking at is mainly the fish. There's 42 kilotons of fish to get out of here right now. We've got quite a bit of food, which is a byproduct of the fish, and not so much convenience food. We do have a little bit of a deficit of that, but is that because we can't store enough because it's currently filled with other products? Maybe. So we need alternative ways in which we can export. Now, one of the ways in which we can do this, obviously, is ships, which we're taking full advantage of right now, but planes. Planes, cargo planes, beautiful, beautiful cargo planes. will be a godsend for us when it comes to exporting even more goods than before. Guys, we'll end it here right now. We've slightly expanded Shrimpton Quays, which they don't want to come as quick as I want them to, so we'll see how we get on. We've dabbled in a bit of fish farming, and I think next episode we'll look at building an airport. Until next time, I will see you all soon. So goodbye.